Welcome to my kitchen. For the next two segments, 2 coffee breaks, I will be discussing the 3 weeks and actually Shavasar B'Tammuz. Now, I found I think it's the most interesting little vignette. July 4th of 1776, the day the United States of America became independent of England, July 4th, 1776, was on Shavasar B'Tammuz that year. Isn't that interesting? I think it's very interesting. That on a day like that, the Rebbeinu gave freedom to the world, because this is a Medina shel Chesed. He doesn't hit with 2 hands. So now let's go to the Shavasar B'Tammuz that we need to talk about. The first Shavasar B'Tammuz is in the year 2448. We had come out of Mitzrayim that year on Yud Daled Nisan, Pesach. We counted 49 days, and on the 50th day, we received, on Vav Sivan, we received the Torah. It was the greatest gift that humanity ever got. It brought together Al Yenim and Tachtenim. It gave us something to live by and to live for. And then Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Shamayim to learn about it and to get all the rules, Torah shebichsav, Torah shebal peh, everything Moshe Talmud Bosik will in the future say. Everything was then taught to Moshe for 40 days. Rashi, Tosfos, everything. Chassidus, you knew I wouldn't miss that, yeah. Everything was taught to Moshe in those 40 days. And then Moshe comes down. Now he was supposed to come down. They made a cheshbon of 40 days. They didn't make a cheshbon of the night. And because Bnei Yisrael, Dor HaMidbar, was so used to someone holding their hand and being with them, when he didn't come down, and the Sultan had a little hand in it, in everything the Sultan has a little hand, and they saw a vision of Moshe, but they should have believed. Aaron HaKohen thought that maybe he would be able to slow down the process, so he helped them, but it didn't work. And they made themselves an egel, because that was the god in Egypt, and so they made a golden calf. Moshe came down that mountain, and he heard the singing, and it wasn't the Alter Rebbe singing, and it wasn't Ani Mamin. You know, music gives it all away, right? Do you ever get into the car after one of your children have the car, and you open the car up and it's not a very good station? The music isn't ours. It's a stoch in Herzen. Music gives it away. You move differently to that kind of music. You think differently to that kind of music, but we're not discussing music now. Maybe one day I'll do something on that. Moshe heard the music and he knew us in it good. And Moshe breaks the luchas. That's the first Shavasar B'Tammuz. He broke the luchas. Now, there are many mefarshim that tell us that the luchas, the kedusha went out of them, and the luchas then fell out of his hands because they were very heavy. There's a place for that. But I don't know. I learned the Rebbe Sikha, that's first of all. And second of all, just Rashi. The last Rashi, when Moshe is about to go up to Shamayim, what does the last Rashi say? The Rebbe is thanking, when somebody leaves, you want to thank them for what they did. The Rebbe wants to thank Moshe for what he did in the world for him. And Moshe could have been thanked for millions of things. How about being thanked for Aushalten von uns for 40 years in the Midbar? We weren't easy kids. Nor we complained. First we wanted this, and then we wanted meat, and then we wanted. The whole time we wanted. And Moshe hat ausgehalten. He left his family, he left his wife, he left his children. Hashem could have thanked him for that, for being a patient leader. I can go on and on. No, what does Rashi say? Open up your Rashi, the last Rashi in the Torah. Yasher keichacha sheshovarto. The Rebbe thanks Moshe for breaking the luchas. That means that they didn't fall out of his hands. That means that Moshe broke them. For Ahavas Yisrael, he broke them. What does that mean, he broke the luchas for Ahavas Yisrael? So let me give you a silly example. That's the way I explain it. Let's say you hire a painter to paint your house. And the number paint that you write down is, I'm making up numbers, I don't know. Paints have numbers. 345. And 345, let's say, is a beigeish color. And you go away and he paints. You come home and it's not 345, it's 543. Whatever, it's not the right number. And it's dark purple. Finster und bitter verdegen, you walk into the house and the house is dark purple. And you say to him, what did you do? Now, what's the painter hoping for? He says, what? I did what you told me. I painted what you told me. You say, but I didn't. I have a contract with you. And on the contract it says the color is 345 and 345 is beige. Purple? Whoops. He read it wrong. What is he hoping? He's hoping that you don't have a copy of the contract. He's hoping that you don't have a copy of that contract. Therefore, you can't blame him and he doesn't have to repaint. Are you with me? Moshe Rabbeinu comes down that mountain and he hears the song and he knows it ain't the right music. He knows that in the luchas it says, Onechi Hashem Elokecha, Le'i Elecha, etc., etc. And he understands that dibra down there, they just undid. What does he do? Open your hearts. He throws down the contract. He breaks it so that there shouldn't be evidence of the contract. What did my children do? Oh, I don't know, they're dancing. What? I don't know. Did it say anywhere they're not supposed to do this? Ki'ilu, I'm sorry. He broke the contract, so it shouldn't be there. There should be no evidence. Out of Ahavas Yisrael. And he says, I don't want to be part. If you're going to annihilate these people, it's either me or them. It's either me or them. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of it. And he stood up for us. And he stood there. So the first Shiva Tammuz, we did wrong. Sure. But he saved us. You know, this concept is really easy for me. I had a Rebbe, have a Rebbe, which did the same thing for us, no matter what. Seid gesund. If I sound like I have tears in my eyes, I do. I want it all back. I just want it all back. I want to go back to what we were. I want to go back to what we could be. Seid gesund. B'virchas Mashiach now. The next coffee break will be the rest of Shiva Tammuz. Hey, maybe there won't be another coffee break. I'll do it, but maybe we won't have to hear it because Gullus will be over. Amen. Seid gesund.